Welcome everyone, it's Miss Gisa. Today I have a story for you called Winnie Finn, Worm Farmer, written by Carol Brendler and pictures by Ard Hoyt. Winnie Finn was earthworm crazy. She turned over stones all around Quincy County in hopes of meeting squirmy worms. After a rain, Winnie found worms on sidewalks and coaxed them back into their holes. On cloudy days, she took them for rides in a rickety wagon, and sometimes she even raced them. Winnie Finn knew that the biggest earthworm ever was 10 feet long. She knew that an earthworm has 5 hearts, and she knew which end was its head and which was its tail, because the head always goes first when it moves. When spring came to Quincy County, Winnie started thinking about the Quincy County Fair. The fair had prizes for things like the best looking puppies, the best laying hens, and the best growing corn stalks. Winnie Finn wanted to win a prize too. With the prize money, she could get herself a brand new wagon. Did they have a prize at the Quincy County Fair for the best worms? Worms, said Mr. Abernathy. Nonsense. There's no prize for worms. This year I'm raising corn. With the right fertilizer, my stalks will shoot up high enough to pluck their own raindrops from the clouds. If only I knew what the right fertilizer was, I'd share my prize with anyone who could bring me some. Worms, said Mrs. Yamasaki O'Sheridan. Don't be silly. There's no prize for worms. I'm raising Plymouth Rock hens this time. With the right feed, they'll lay so many eggs we'll be eating omelets the size of rubber rafts for breakfast. If only I knew what the right feed was, I'd share my prize with anyone who could find it for me. Worms, said Mr. Peasley. Are you sure, Winnie? I don't think there's a prize for worms. This summer, I'm raising Afghan pups. If I can make their coats smooth and sleek as slipper satin, they're sure to win a prize. If only I knew how to give them shiny coats, I'd share my prize with anyone who could tell me. Winnie Finn knew how to find the right corn fertilizer and the right chicken feed, and she knew how to give puppies shiny coats. It all started with worms. So she borrowed a seed crate from Mr. Abernathy, who reminded her you can't pin a blue ribbon on a worm. And when she asked Mrs. Yamasaki O'Sheridan for some chicken manure, she said, "There's no worm trophy, young lady." And when she asked to borrow Mr. Peasley's wash tub that he used for bathing his puppies, he said, "There's no best in show for worms, Winnie Finn." But Winnie didn't pay them any mind. Soon she'd be sharing their prizes. Soon she'd have a brand new wagon. First, I'll make a worm farm, said Winnie. She filled Mr. Abernathy's crate with soil, strips of newspaper, and leaves. That would be the worm's house. She mixed in Mrs. Yamasaki O'Sheridan's chicken manure. That would be the worm's food. Then she filled Mr. Peasley's wash tub with water and poured it over everything. This will keep the worms moist and help them breathe, said Winnie Finn. Winnie found all the red wigglers she could. She spread them over their new home and watched them slither into the soil. For weeks, Winnie Finn watered her worm farm. She fed the worms eggshells, coffee grounds, and carrot peelings. She took them for walks and she sang to them. She even tried to give all of them names, but it was hard to tell them apart, even for Winnie Finn. Finally, the worm farm was ready. Winnie found Mr. Abernathy watering his corn crop. "I have a present for you, Mr. Abernathy," she said. "Spread this around your corn. You'll have corn stalks tall enough to pluck their own raindrops from the clouds." Sure enough, a few weeks later, the corn was taller than Winnie. "Winnie Finn, you were right. Worm fertilizer was just what this corn needed. How can I thank you?" "Some corn would be nice, Mr. Abernathy." Winnie took the corn to Mrs. Yamasaki O'Sheridan. "I have something for you," she said. "Feed this fresh corn to your hens. You'll have plenty of eggs for omelets the size of rubber rafts for breakfast." Sure enough, a couple weeks later, Mrs. Yamasaki O'Sheridan's hens were laying so many eggs that she had to scramble to keep up. My goodness, Winnie Finn, fresh corn was just what my darlings needed. However can I thank you? With eggs, please, Mrs. Y.O. Winnie Finn gave the eggs to Mr. Peaslee. Mix these in with your puppy's food, she told them. They'll have coats as smooth and sleek as slipper satin. Thank you, Winnie. You are so clever. I'll mix some up right this minute. On the day of the Quincy County Fair, everybody came to see who would take the first prizes. Winnie kept her fingers crossed for the judging of the tallest cornstalk, the best egg layer, and the prettiest puppy. And Mr. Abernathy's cornstalks, Mrs. Yamasaki's O'Sheridan's Plymouth Rock hens, and Mr. Peaslee's Afghan pups all took first prizes. Thanks to Winnie and her worm farm. With her share of the prize money, Winnie picked out the best new wagon in Quincy County, and on her way home, she couldn't help but notice Mrs. Alluvial's drooping dahlias, Mr. Yorkington Smythe's second-rate Rhode Island reds, and Mrs. Marcantoni's lackluster Lhasa apsos. Winnie would have to find more worms. That's the end of our story. As you can see, Winnie was pretty clever, wasn't she? She knew that in the end, worms could help all of her neighbors win prizes at the county fair. Would you like to make a little worm habitat and observe them since we are studying worms this month? Follow me. Are you ready to make your very own wormery? All right, these are the things you'll need. You'll need some soil, some sand, seeds, either grass seeds or some bird seeds, leaves, small rocks or pebbles, some water, an empty jar, and the most important ingredient, worms. Okay, first thing you're going to do is you're going to put the rocks. This allows for some water to be able to sit at the bottom without oversaturating the soil. Next, we're going to add a layer of soil. I'm going to put this on the ground. There's my layer of soil. Next, I'm going to add a layer of sand. And crunch some leaves in there. So you want to use dry leaves, but we will make them moist for the worm. We just don't want to use new leaves. You want to use old leaves. I'm going to make them damp. You don't want to oversaturate, just a little bit of water. And then I'm going to add some more soil. A little more sand. A little more soil. And then at the very top, I'm going to put my seeds. But before I do that, I'm going to make a little room to add my worms. You only need 2 to 4 worms. And what you're going to do is you're going to observe this jar each day to see how the soil changes. By doing this, you'll learn how worms contribute to making healthy soil. Okay, this is not my favorite part, but I'm going to pick up these worms and put them in my wormery. There's one little worm. There's another little worm. All right, I think I'm going to add 4 in my wormery. Oh. Ah. Ooh. They're wiggling. And come on, one more. Ooh, there are a lot of them in here. We'll be adding some of these to our garden soon as well. I'm going to use some of this matter that they have in here. Nice soft soil. Ooh, they are happy. They're moving. And then I'm going to put some seeds right at the top. Sprinkle a little seed. That way you can have a little grass at the top of your wormery. All right, now, when you're not observing the worms in your wormery, you want to make sure you keep this kind of in a dark place, or you can wrap some black paper around your jar and just tape it, and you can untape it to see what's happening if you'd like. Worms kind of like to be, because they're used to living underground, they like to be in dark places. Make sure to keep your worm's habitat moist by adding water every so often. And you can feed it fruits and vegetable scraps. However, remember not to feed it any citrus or onions. Check it every few days for a week, and then remember to release your worm back into the garden. So this is what my wormery looks like. I can't wait to see yours. Have fun with this. Remember to like and subscribe to support our channel.